This is a demo of a chatbot template. And for this, I will be using the default Drupal CMS AI demo because it already comes with a chatbot. So I'll be explaining how to create a chatbot and how to add as agents for it, and then how to enable the chatbot so that it can be used by users. So to create a chatbot, first, mainly three modules have to be installed. A chatbot, which provides a chatbot block that can be placed in any theme. Then A assistant, which is the actual A assistant that the user is going to interact to, and then A agents. So here, this particular chatbot can do three things. It can create content types, create or modify content types, update taxonomies, and create or modify fields. So each of these three tasks are handled by three separate agents. And to create that agents, a agents module is required. So I'll start with the agents first. So let's say I'm asking the chatbot to add five uh, roots to the tags vocabulary. Looks like there's an error. Let's see. Um, Here you can see it's contacting the taxonomy agent, and taxonomy agent has added these five terms to the tags vocabulary. Let's verify if this has been added or not. Yes, so these terms have been added. So let's first take a look at how this taxonomy agent is configured. Uh, Agents are configured in configuration AI agent settings. And this is the one. The taxonomy agent config is the one that is getting invoked here. If you check the agents overview page, there are two types of agents: plugin based agents and config based agents. Plugin based agents are legacy one, and that they require custom coding to create agents. But now agents can be directly created from the UI itself, and those are much more. It's now much more easy to create agents like this. So let's have a look at the taxonomy agent config and what it does. So an agent is, let's say, it's an LLM with some tools to perform specific tasks. So the for taxonomy agent, it should be able to create new vocabularies and add new terms to the vocabularies. It should be also able to modify existing vocabularies, right? So how this LLM interacts with our this particular Drupal site to create a new vocabulary or to add new terms. That is done using tools. So an agent is, we can say it is a large language model with some tools which is designed to perform some specific tasks. So here, this is the system prompt of the agent, and this is where if you scroll below under the tools section, this is where we set different tools for this agent. So this agent uses, let's say it uses these tools: list taxonomy term, modify taxonomy term, modify vocabulary. So let's start with a simple one. So list taxonomy term tool, this basically helps to list down the terms that are present in a vocabulary. So these tools are basically simple plugins that are present um, um, in the code base, and there's um, AI module comes with a submodule called AI Agents Explorer, which can be AI Assistance Explorer, which can be used to uh, debug these tools and all. So let me just enable that module. Okay. So the name of the module is API Explorer, not AI Assistant Explorer. So I'm going to enable it. Rush in AI API Explorer. Explorer. Okay, now that it is enabled, if I reload the agent page, we get this test this tool option, which basically can be used to see the output of a tool. So here, this is list taxonomy term, and it accepts three arguments. VID is the ID of the vocabularies. If I give the ID of the tags vocabulary and click on run function, then see we'll be able to get all the terms from the vocabulary. So when this tool is added to the agent, then if I ask the agent how many terms are available in the vocabulary, agent will use this tool. Then if I specifically ask how many terms, what are the terms present in the tags vocabulary, it will pass tags as a VID value. The tool will return this output, and agent will be able to uh, list down the items available in the tags vocabulary. And with this, then I can give another instruction that when user asks to add new terms to a vocabulary, first check the existing terms in that vocabulary so that no duplicate terms would get added. So in that case, when I ask it to add five more fruit names, then the agent will first use the list taxonomy terms tool to get the available terms. Then it will run again to and use then it will be able to see like what the existing terms in that vocabulary, and then it will be able to add unique new terms to that vocabulary. And to add new terms, agent uses this modified taxonomy term, and it understands the how to it it understands how a tool should be used from these descriptions. So agent will see this description and it will identify. So here for this tool, it is said that this function is used to either create or edit a taxonomy term. And if I click on the test this tool option, here we have these options, right? So to add new terms to the tag vocabulary, we just have to, let's say, I'm going to add a term called kiwi to the tags vocabulary. So it now says term kiwi was successfully created. So the agent will pass these values like this, and the tool will get invoked and the terms will get added. So that's how agents are created. Now let's have a look at the system prompt of the taxonomy agent. Uh, it says you help to manage taxonomies. You have a couple of tools at your disposal. Uh, then how to use all these tools. These are instructions on how these tools, if a taxonomy exists with a name or something very similar, just that something similar already exists. These are basically the instructions on how the agent should behave. And there is this default information tool section, which basically now if a tool is directly assigned like this, then to see the available taxonomy terms, agent will have to use the tool. So using the tool means the request will be sent to the agent, then the response from the agent will be a tool call. And then tool will get executed from Drupal side and the results will be sent back to the agent as another API request. So it will require two requests. But in some cases, we can't say that by directly adding the required information to the agent's system prompt itself. Suppose this agent should know the available vocabularies. by default. So that when user asks to add a term to a specific vocabulary, it will be it without any tool call. It will be able to check if check what all are the existing vocabularies. And for that, this default information tool section is used. And see it here, this list config entities tool is used, which basically helps to list down the config entities for any particular bundle. So the entity type is passed as taxonomy vocabulary. And in the backend, what will happen is whenever this agent gets triggered, this tool gets executed. So tool is basically a plugin. So whenever the tool gets executed, the results of the tool will get added directly after the system prompt itself. So in that way, agent will have sufficient necessary context in the first request itself. It doesn't have to use the tools. It doesn't have to use a separate tool to check the available terms and all. So it helps to save the time, and it helps to save the request as it helps to save one extra request as well. Otherwise, the agent will first need to use this tool, so that will be two requests, and then it will increase the cost, it will increase the response time and all. So that's the confirmation of default information tools. Okay, so this is how taxonomy term agent is configured. In the same way, it uses two more agents. Content type agent is used to create new content types or edit the label and description of existing content types. And it also uses some default information tools, the same list config entities tools. And here the entity type is passed as node type. So that when this agent runs, this will get executed first, and the output of this tool will get added to the system prompt itself. So that when user asks what are the content types available, it can directly answer that from the by looking at the context. Then it uses this get content type info tool, and then create content type, edit content type, which are basically for creating and editing content types. The third one is the field agent, which is the most complex one because it uses a lot of tools. So this is the one, field agent triage. Again, here we have the instructions on how the agent should behave, how it should create tools, how it should um, change the weight of a tool in manage form display and manage display, how it should select the field widget. All those instructions are given here. And for all these things, the agent will be using any of these tools. So here there are multiple tools available: get field config, then get field storage, get config schema, get field config form, manipulate field config. So all these tools are basically plugins that help the agent to interact with this site and change the field settings of any entity. So once the required agents are defined, then to create a chatbot, an assistant has to be created. Assistants can be created from here, configuration AI assistants. So here we have this Drupal CMS assistant. And this assistant uses the agents that are created earlier. So for this assistant, these agents are also kind of tools. So it knows if the user's query is about content types, it knows that it should hand over this task to the content type agent. Assistant does not know how to create content types, but it understands that it has an agent available that is capable of handling content types in the site. So it will directly assign the task to the content type agent. We can actually see that here. Let's say, see how many content types are there. Then we can see the assistant actually calling the content type agent for this info. So content type agent gets invoked. It uses the tools it have. Uh, okay, this looks like a bug. Let's try again. Because it should be able to give the so instead of how many, what are the content types available? Okay, so now it answered the correct one. There is only one content type, basic page. We can verify that. Yeah, there is only one content type available. If I ask it how many vocabularies are available, or instead of how many, what are the existing vocabularies, then it will call the taxonomy term agent. Agent has the required tools and it will return. See, there is only tax vocabulary available. And then I don't know why it returned two tags. Let's check if there are two tags vocabularies. Okay, there is only one tag. So this might be, this looks like a hallucination from the agent side. But this is how it uses agents. And then the assistance prompt is instructions on how it should use this agent, uh, how it should use the chat history, and then steps it should take. Because if I ask it to create a new content type, it will not directly go ahead and create the content type. It will first ask for confirmation, like whether it should create or not. Let's see that also in action. And all those instructions are given in the prompt of the assistant. So I'll say create a movie review content type. So here, instead of directly calling the agent, it is basically saying us these are the steps it's going to take, and it's going to add these fields as well. I'll say don't add the fields, just create the content type. Okay, so it is going to create the content type. If I give yes, then it's going to invoke the agent. So these kind of instructions are given in the prompt of the agent. Before doing any task, uh, the assistant should create a summary of what it's going to do and ask for the confirmation, and then only it should invoke the agent. Now, if I ask add a uh, review, so review field to the to that type. Now it will say it will add a review field to the content type. So it will be going to add a field. Uh, and if I click on confirm, it's going to invoke the field agent, and the field agent is going to add the field. Yeah, it looks like there was an error, but this is how it's going to work. And these kind of instructions are given in the prompt of the agent. Then finally, to actually create a chatbot so that user will have a UI to interact with the assistant. Okay, so here it looks like the field has been added. So let's verify that structure, content types, movie review content type is there, and in manage fields. Yeah, it has added the review field. Great. Okay, now once the assistant is created, to create a chatbot, we have to install the AI chatbot module. Once the chatbot module is installed, it provides two blocks, which are AI chatbot and AI deep chat chatbot. So here, this chatbot should be available only to the uh, logged in users. So your login users would be using the admin theme. So the block is placed in the admin theme itself within the so here this is Drupal CMS, so the admin theme is Gin. So here you can see the Drupal agent chatbot that is placed. When AI module is enabled, we get these two options. AI chatbot is a legacy one. Deep chatbot is the latest one, and that's the one you should be using. And from here, we select the assistant. So if you have another assistant that, let's say, helps to create nodes, then that assistant should be selected here. Then here we get the option to set the default, the first message and all, then the name of the agent. There are some themes available, and these are the existing settings. And then there are some other settings to control the history of the chatbot, which is in the AI assistant setting itself. So within the AI assistants, there is this advanced settings option. And here, this is where we set the history options and all. There are three options. None means uh, agent would have no information about the history. So the follow-up requests and all are not going to work. Session means it will keep the history, but the history will be lost when the page is reloaded. And then session same thread on reload preserves the history even in reloads. Then set the maximum history length, so like how much, the maximum number of messages that should be kept as history. Then we can set the role on which user should be able to access the chatbot and specific error messages, and select the AI provider from here as well. So this is how a chatbot will be created in Drupal CMS.